All right, so for the $64 question, what have I been doing since the last video? A whole lot of this and that. So I got this panel. Yeah, you saw in the last video I got those welded in. I've been doing some of the body work and, taking care of the seams. And I got this part up here that was all rusted out. Made a patch panel, welded it all in, and I've been working on the body work with that. I know traditionally you do all the metal work first, then the body work, then the prep and paint, but in this climate, I don't really like leaving exposed metal because it's definitely going to rust. Other thing I did, I got the floor panels finally completely welded in. I put these panels in a few nights ago, and they're nice and solid. I still need to seam seal the rest of the welds, but I don't want to do that until I finish with the roof because I just don't feel like messing up all the seam sealer, walking around on it and stuff. So what I have been doing though, because this was all rusted out, let me get back here and show you. I used this is like 5/8 square tubing that I used to recreate this section that was just all rusted. And this side is not quite as bad, but this is what it looked like originally. It was just flat sheet metal with a bent up lip. So I used this square tube. Let's see, get some light there. Yeah, a little better. Used a square tube and welded it. And, cleaned up all the welds and body filler. That's the fiberglass reinforced body filler. So that after I, block sand it all out, that'll look good. This side, of course, let's get the light back on here. This sheet metal is just really rusted through, pitted. I think this is where one of the rat's nests was. Yeah. And yeah, it did a number. So I'm gonna have to cut a really, good sized panel. Up to take care of all that. Yeah. So, and then of course do the same square tubing along here to replace this rusted out lip and give it some strength. Now, on to what to do with the rear window. I still haven't decided. Let's see. If we go back over here. Yeah, my light's getting all twisted around. If you go back over here, I can carry the square tubing that's coming off here, carry it all the way around and do away with all this rotted wood and build the new window track off of that. That might be what I end up doing, but I'm not there yet. So right now, this afternoon, I welded in this patch panel, and it looks like a light hole. That's actually just wet primer that is reflecting the light. That's not a pinhole in the welding. Yeah, looks like it, but it's not. Yeah. So, welded in that patch panel, and I did the best I could to give it, the right contour and crown, but when I was welding it, this sunk in. Didn't notice it at the time, and so I am definitely not going to cut it all out and redo it. I'm just going to have to yeah, make that look a little better with body filler, because that's all I can do right there. And this is a lap weld. I didn't want to try butt welding it because this existing metal is pretty thin and rusted on the inside, so I just did a lap weld. Yeah, I can see I just did a lap weld. Still want to seam seal that, take care of that. And up on the dash, I've been removing all of the surface rust, getting ready to prime that, and had a nice section here that was pitted and rusted that I'm gonna have to put a patch in there. And you can see another patch on the front I'm gonna have to do. Other thing I was not expecting to encounter, but I did encounter it. Let me turn the light on here, if that'll help. The underside of the top of the windshield is rusted. There was pits all along here, so I ground it all out. Gonna have to put patch in on both sides. See how I got that ground out. That was just like pinholes all throughout that, so I got that all cut out. And I'm gonna have to use some kind of rust encapsulator up in here. There's no way to get to it from the backside because they got this big bulkhead right here, which this is all nice and solid. This is solid. This I can, just treat it with the rust converter and prime it and paint it. That'll be fine. Yeah, well, there she is for this night. Yeah, when I have more time, I'm gonna finish doing these little patch panels up here and on the windshield, get those all knocked out. Then I'll finish with the dashboard prep. And that is where she is. So like, share, subscribe if you want, and talk to you later. Good night.